Boy, 44 years ago, I came home from work and talked to my wife about a murder that had happened in Duluth, Minnesota. And a wealthy woman was murdered in the middle of the night with her nurse. I made a remark about it, and we decided together that this would be a great plot for a novel. I can't tell you what the remark was because that'll give away the plot. But this was 1977 or something like that. I started writing in 2014, so I'm kind of a slow writer. I couldn't really jump into fiction. I had to rely on my experience as a journalist to have some real things happen. And I was always kind of fascinated with this assassination of the Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme back in 1986. And the reason I was fascinated was, how could this happen in a city like Stockholm, in a place that had never assassinated anybody for hundreds of years? That was the link to write this fiction piece, but based on a real event. Span is a demoralized reporter. The story takes place in 2016. Both Span and the newspaper itself are kind of in a downward, as he calls it, a gentle downward glide path. It's not the paper that it was. He's not the kind of person who, lives in the glory days, and he's not depressed or anything like that. He just, is on this gentle glide path to the end of his career. There's a very dramatic double murder at a church, sort of like this one, I guess, on Hennepin Island, and it really shakes up the community. And in the process, he meets this woman who kind of fascinates him in a lot of different ways, and they become partners trying to actually solve this double homicide. Maggie is a little bit of a mysterious figure. She grew up on Hennepin Island, and she went away. Something really bad happened early in her career, and it was so bad that she fled back to the island. She saw Hennepin Island as a refuge for her and for her 8-year-old daughter. And suddenly her world is turned upside down. Well, I've always been kind of intrigued by islands. I don't exactly know why. I think a lot of people are. And especially an island maybe that would be in the middle of a city. But it's a fictional island in the Mississippi River between Minneapolis and St. Paul that was settled by Swedish immigrants back in the late 1800s. And it still carries some of that flavor. And it's kind of a forgotten place. So I drew influences locally, Northeast Minneapolis, the Milwaukee Avenue area in South Minneapolis, Cathedral Hill in St. Paul, Grand Avenue in St. Paul. These neighborhoods just speak to me with regard to the noir genre. I'm a huge fan of the novels of John le Carré. I love Richard Ford and his work, Stieg Larsson's books, and I was intrigued by Nordic noir. And just as I love film noir and am influenced by a movie like Fargo, for example. But I hope people like it. I hope people are entertained by it. And I hope people find it a little bit interesting because it does ask some questions about journalism. It asks some questions about religion and belief. And it tells a kind of, odd love story. Not a conventional love story that you would read about in most books or see in most movies, but a different kind of relationship that develops between Span and Maggie.